Hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. Um, well, what's new? All of us are pretty excited about the World Cup, and the the wait is over. The World Cup is going to start in less than 10 days. The first match is scheduled on 5th October between England and New Zealand, a repeat of last year's World Cup final. Um, Definitely we Indians are pretty excited because we hope that India can win this World Cup and we can end the ICC trophy drought. Also, we are pretty confident as team looks good, and also last three ODI World Cups were won by um, host teams. So yeah, we are pretty excited and waiting for the World Cup. So what I have decided that I'm going to start a new series on my YouTube channel, which is about World Cup. In this series, I'm going to discuss about all the teams, exactly what are their chances, their SWOT analysis, what are their strengths, weaknesses, what are some opportunities for them, and what are the threat for those teams, and exactly what we can expect from that team. So I'll start with current World Cup champion, in fact World Cup winner in both the white ball World Cups, that is T20 and 50, England team. So we'll start with England. We'll discuss about their team and composition, and then we will discuss about other teams. But before I start this video, I have a humble request. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video and give me a valuable comment on this video. Exactly what you think, whether what I'm saying is in sync with what your thought process is. Well, even if it is not, that's not a problem. I'm always happy to know what are the different point of views, because that definitely makes a conversation very interesting. If you're watching this video and you have visited my channel for the first time, you can watch my other videos. I have made a few videos, a lot of it, in fact, on IPL, on World Test Championship final, on Ashes. So yeah, you can go through it, you can watch them as well, and you can share your feedback on that as well. Thank you. Great. So like I said, that I'm going to start with England. Today we will discuss about England and exactly what can be expected from them. So talking about England team, they are pretty strong, and don't be surprised if they become the third team to win ODI World Cup after to win two consecutive ODI World Cup after West Indies and Australia, because they are really looking very good. So we are going to discuss about that. So let's start our conversation with having a glance at World Cup team squad. So this is England's World Cup squad. You can go through it. One noticeable omission or something which I can say people's favorite, or something which public wanted, public influenced, or maybe something which people wanted, was inclusion of Harry Brooks. So English fans, they will be very happy that now Harry Brooks is in the squad, and Jason Roy has been dropped from the squad. Also Geoffrey Archer is traveling as a reserve, and don't be surprised if someone gets injured during the World Cup, then that player can be replaced by Geoffrey Archer. So talking about, we will start with the strength. So in my point of view, these are the strengths of England team. The first point, they have an explosive batting lineup which is pretty long. In fact, till 11th, I would say that they have some decent batsmen. They have world-class all-rounders. Their team have some decent bowlers, and they have most of their team, most of their players have good experience in playing in India, because they were part of different teams in IPL since last 6 or 7 seasons. So these are the strengths. Now let's discuss each point one by one. So first, explosive batting. Uh, so talking about England's batting, they have batsmen like Bairstow, Butler, Livingstone, Harry Brooks, Ben Stokes, Moeen Ali. Um, I mean, the entire team is full of explosive batsmen. David Malan, Sam Curran. In fact, their bowlers like Mark Wood, who might play at number 10, or Adil Rashid, who might be the 11th batsman. Even they are pretty decent and they can hit some big shots, or they can held one in one end as well. So very strong batting lineup full of explosive batsmen. They back up themselves to target any score. They back themselves up to chase any total, and definitely we are going to see some good fireworks from English batsmen in the World Cup tournament. It is really going to be very difficult for opposition bowlers to stop this strong batting lineup. Um, Even someone like David Malan and Joe Root, we all know Joe Root is pretty experienced, so their presence will definitely help the team a lot. Um, the second point is presence of world-class all-rounders. If you look at England's team, so you have 4 or 5 good uh, players who can bat and ball equally well. So starting with Ben Stokes, we have Ben Stokes, we have Moeen Ali, we have Sam Curran, we have Livingstone. Even Joe Root is a decent enough bowler. So they have a lot of world-class all-rounders, which will definitely help Butler and the team management when they are selecting the team, because in big matches, especially in knockouts, the opposition team, they go ahead and they come up with some kind of planning against your main bowlers and main batsmen, but most of them they don't come up with any kind of planning against your all-rounders or maybe bowlers who may bowl. So in this way, England will have an edge. In any match they can have 7 to 8 bowlers, and as we know that in India, most of the most of the stadiums, most of the pitches where World Cup is going to happen will be high run scoring venues. So having more bowlers will definitely reduce the headache of a Butler, and he will have more options. So even if there are a couple of bowlers, their main bowlers who have off day, that can be covered by the all-rounders. So really a very big advantage to have. Third, the biggest strength is their bowlers. So if you look at their bowlers, they have Rhys Topley, who has really come up with, he has improved a lot. He's a decent left arm bowler. Because of his height, he can get good bounce on Indian tracks as well, and he can swing the ball as well. Mark Wood, we all know how good and destructive he can be. He has pace, which means that he can clean the tail very easily, and also he can regularly clock on 150 Ks. So that is definitely going to be an experience. Bowlers like Sam Curran, Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, and David Willey, all of them are very decent bowlers. Like Moeen Ali and Sam Curran, we all know that they might be expensive or sometimes, but they are very capable of taking those crucial wickets, breaking the partnerships which is required in ODI cricket. Same thing is with Adil Rashid, who is very wily, cunning leg spinner, and it is very rare that you get a leg spinner from England who is not being, who is bamboozling Asian players, but that happened. Indian players especially, we also we saw that Virat Kohli was not that comfortable playing against Adil Rashid. Same thing happened against other Asian countries as well. So definitely they have a very decent bowling attack, and the kind of batting they have, this bowling attack is capable enough to back up their batsmen and win the matches for England. Fourth thing, which is really very important, is their experience in Indian conditions. So most of the players, in fact, I would say 10, more than 11, 12 players out of 15 have good experience in playing in Indian conditions. Players like Butler, Sam Curran, Moeen Ali, Bairstow, Mark Wood, these players, Livingstone, these players are part of different IPL teams since 2016-17. So they have spent 6-7 years playing in IPL. So they have a good knowledge, not only about what to expect at different venues, but also a thing or two about different Indian players as well, who were their team members when they were playing IPL. So that is definitely going to be very useful for them. Talking about the weakness, definitely England team is very strong, but there are a few weaknesses which can definitely derail their process. So here are the weaknesses as per my analysis. So the first weakness is their highly risk-taking strategy. They play a very explosive, high risk game. We will discuss about it. The second is out of Joe Root's. Joe Root is out of form, and most of the England batsmen who are part of IPL this year, they didn't have a very good IPL this year. So that can be another weakness. The third thing is the third point is definitely going to be about their bowlers. Their bowlers are pretty injury prone. If you talk about Reece Topley, he was injured for a very long time. He tried to make a comeback in T20 World Cup last year, but again, I believe after first or second match, he got injured and he was again out of action for 3-4 months. He tried to make a comeback in IPL, but in first match itself he got injured and he was out of the team. Same thing is with Mark Wood. He plays 5-6 matches at max and he gets injured. Other bowlers like Sam Curran, Moeen Ali, they were also they were injured at different point of time. So that can be a very big challenge, because in the middle of series, if your main players starts getting injured, that can definitely take back England's process. So it is definitely going to be something on English team's mind, considering that the scenarios and the conditions in India is not going to be easy. Like, there will be hot and humid climate in most of the places. Also, just like England is also going to travel. They are also going to play their all 9 matches on 9 different locations, 9 different stadiums, which means they have to travel after every match, which also increases the chances of injury. So yeah, this is the third weakness. So coming back to the first weakness, which I said, their game of high risk strategy. So after their embarrassing exit in the quarter-final of 2015, not even quarter-final, before that they lost against Bangladesh. They could not even make it to the quarter-final. After that, England team, they come up with some radical changes. First thing was they will play their shots irrespective of the result. Their ECB chief at that time, Andrew Strauss, decided and allowed English players to play in IPL. Prior to them, there were hardly any English cricketers who were getting NOC from ECB to play in IPL, except Kevin Peterson or a couple of them. Even they were not available for the entire series. It was just for few matches. Now, because of these radical changes, England has started playing very, very brave, very bold cricket. They don't care what's the situation. They don't care what is the target. They don't care what's the bowler. something which now you are seeing in their test match, that is baseball approach. That was something which they started in ODI around 7-8 years ago, and definitely they have got a lot of result, creating new records, beating strong teams, winning 2019 World Cup as well as 2020 T20 World Cup as well. However, as this approach has a very high percentage of risk, which means that there will be chances or there will be matches where, because of this approach, you can end up on the losing side. We saw in last year or so, when last year England toured to Australia for the ODI series, and even this year as well, they lost against teams because of the same approach. I'm pretty sure that they are not going to change that approach, because they have given them a lot of results, but they need a couple of players who can balance it out if team is going through, or if team has lost a lot of wickets. One player we can think about is Joe Root, vastly experienced, part of Fab 4 in world cricket right now. Another player can be David Malan. Now David Malan is playing amazing cricket right now, and I'm sure he will be in playing 11. But again, it will be interesting to see exactly at what position he bats. I'm sure he's not going to open. If whether he's going to play in middle order, or exactly at which place. Second thing, of course, David Malan has played very less cricket in India, and he's still circumspect against good quality spin bowling. So it will be interesting to see how he overcomes that. Similarly, if we talk about Joe Root, he is out of form. If you look at his ODI score from last 8 to 10 matches, he's really struggling, and that can really be a cause of concern for England team, because just like New Zealand batting, which revolved around Kane Williamson, who is the fulcrum of the New Zealand batting. Similarly, Joe Root is the fulcrum of England's batting. He is the mainstay. I mean, he holds one end and other players attack from the other end. So if he is unable to hold one end, then it will become very tricky, because then English batsmen may be in a dilemma whether they should go for their shots, or they could play winning, waiting game. So that can really something which can cause trouble to them. So these are few weaknesses. Talking about opportunities, definitely the biggest opportunity is to win consecutive World Cup, which only two teams have done until now. That is West Indies in 75-79, and Australia, who won in fact 3 consecutive World Cups in 99, 2003 and 2007. Also, if you talk about England's achievements in India, they are very less. Not only in one-day cricket, even in test matches or any format, they have hardly achieved anything, especially in Indian conditions. So they would love to have this opportunity to win the World Cup and silence their critics, and prove others wrong that they are only good in English conditions, or in New Zealand. They can prove that even in Indian conditions they are pretty strong and they can win the World Cup. Talking about the threats, of course, the biggest threat for them will be traveling. There are a lot of traveling which is going to be involved, because they are going to play all their matches in different places. They will start their first match in Ahmedabad, they will go to Dharamshala, they have match in Delhi, they have matches in Pune. So there are a lot of traveling. In Lucknow they are going to play against India. So there will be a lot of traveling, and unlike other countries, places are not that that near in India. I mean, from Ahmedabad, which is in the West India, they have to travel to Dharamshala, which is in the North India. Different climates, so that adjustment is also something which they have to work upon. Also, if you look at whenever English team comes to India, they always face issues with their food, and they have people who report sick because of issues they face in India. So that is going to be a biggest threat for them if they are unable to overcome it it can really derail their campaign. Talking about their chances, I don't think that anyone that they will not qualify for semi-final. They will sure shot qualify for the semi-final. Every team is going to play 9 matches, and even if you win, 5-6 matches, you will be in top 4, which England will be able to do so they will definitely be in semi-finals. But yes, from knockouts things can change. It depends what opposition they are going to get, and what kind of conditions and what kind of form they are. Overall, they are very they are one of the 4 teams in my view who have best chances to win the World Cup. So thank you very much for watching my video. Tomorrow I'll come up with my analysis on New Zealand, who are designated underdogs of ICC tournament. We will discuss about their chance. So thank you very much for watching my video, and you have a great day ahead. Bye. Take care.